Yo guys, Lucario Fan 843 here. We are on the bye in the wild card with our score over we are 15-1. Let's look at the yearly awards. Cam Newton will be the NFL MVP. Joseph Currat was a runner-up. Offensive player Cam Newton. Joseph Currat runner-up. Defensive player in the NFL Mario Williams. Vontae Davis was a runner-up. One of them. Cooper Miller will get the offensive rookie NFL offensive rookie of the year. Russ Cummings was close. Jake Cameron will be named the NFL defensive rookie of the year. Congratulations. Best quarterback Cam Newton. Best running back Joseph Currat. Best wide receiver Steve Smith. Best offensive lineman Tyron Smith. Jake Long, I think, was on top of there for a while. Best defensive lineman, Luis Costello. Best linebacker, Mario Williams. Best defensive back goes to Vontae Davis. Best kicker goes to Connor Barth. And best coach, the NFL Coach of the Year, Tom Rios. Alright, so since we'll be going to the Pro Bowl, let's see. Tom Brady, CJ Blount, Matt Schaub, Joseph Currat, Arian Foster, Darren McFadden, Leonard Weaver, David Johnson, Denarius Moore, Vincent Jackson, Kenny Britt, Tandon Doss, Pierre Garçon, AJ Green, Owen Daniels, Antonio Gates, Rob Gronkowski, Eugene Monroe, Marcus Gilbert, Joe Thomas, Jared Valdir, Theo McLean, Uchenn Nwaneri, Jared Kennard, Jackson Buzele, Marquise Pouncey, Nick Mangold, Luis Castillo, Steve Willingham, Jason Jones, Corey Lujet, or whatever, Jazario Strong, who was hurt, so we won't, depending on how long he's out, we might or might not see him in the Pro Bowl. Tommy Kelly, Broderick Bunkley, Lamar Woodley, Mario Williams, Jarrett Johnson, Brandon Spikes, David Harris, Jake Cameron, Vontae Davis, Ahmad McAllister, Alterron Werner, Brandon Carr, Jelani Watson, Antoine Bethea, Troy Polamalu, Chris Harris, Ryan Suckup, Sean Brenton, Arian Jackson, and Leodis McKelvin. That's the AFC side. Let's look at the NFC. Oh, no Aaron Rodgers. Tony Romo, Cam Newton, Drew Brees, Steven Jackson, Carlos Holiday, Matt Forte, Charles Clay, Ovi Magelli, Leonard Hankerson, Larry Fitzgerald, Donovan Jenkins, Calvin Megatron Johnson, Steve Smith, Greg Jennings, Jimmy Graham, Greg Olson, Jason Witten, Jalen Powell, Russell Okong, Tyron Smith, Cadron Walters, Chris DeGeary, or whatever, Vernon Carey, Edwin Sodaveri, or whatever, David Arkin, Jason Hirschman, or whatever, yeah, Ryan Khalil, Jason Pierre-Paul, Greg Hardy, who was hurt, I don't think we'll see him in the Pro Bowl, Red Bryant, Jason Babin, Dominican Sue, Linval Joseph, Richard Seymour, DeMarcus Ware, Aaron Henderson, Martez Wilson, who was hurt. We might not see him in the Pro Bowl. John Beeson, Curtis Lofton, Patrick Peterson, Nominee Asamoah, Chris Culliver, Asante Samuel, Devontae Mollett, Wes Gibson, Everon Rucker, Roman Harper, Ben Gillespie, or whatever, Jason Ramsey, Taiwan Coles, and Devontae Simmons. So we will be seeing some rookies in the Pro Bowl. Sweet. Alright guys, and it's time to see the season stats in the NFL. Let's start off with passing. Who led the league? Well, Cam Newton had the best quarterback rating with 99.5. Oh, CJ Blount's up there too. Awesome! Most passing yards, Philip Rivers with 3,809. Cam Newton threw the most passing touchdowns with 33. Wow. And, Joe Flacco threw the most interceptions with 17. And CJ Blount threw the longest pass. And Jake Locker got sacked 47 times. Ouch. Cam Newton had 323 completions, and Joe Flacco had 542 attempts, and Tom Brady had the best completion percentage. Of course, he's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league, NFL, 62%. And no way, no, we're not counting that. CJ Blount has the best average yards per attempt with 9.4. Who had the most average yards per game? Philip Rivers with 238 yards. With rushing, let's look. Steven Jackson had the most attempts rushing. Actually, Marshawn Lynch had the most carries. Steven Jackson had the most rushing yards. CJ Blount was only 40 yards behind him. Joseph Currat has the best average yards per carry with 6.7. And he leads the NFL with 20 rushing touchdowns, 3 more than Arian Foster. Steven Jackson, however, had the best average yards per game, but rushing yards, with 104.6. And Arian Foster had the most fumbles with 8. Justin Carrot only fumbled once. Arian Foster, broke 62 tackles. And Steven Jackson had the most yards after the first hit with 729 yards. Arian Foster was extremely explosive as he got 13 rushes of more than 20 yards. And Ryan Matthews had the longest run. Leonard Hankerson had led the NFL with the most receptions. I keep biting my lip and it hurts. Anyway, Leonard Hankerson led the NFL with the most receptions with 114, 13 more than Calvin Megatron Johnson. Leonard Hankerson also leads the NFL with the most total receiving yards, 72 more than Calvin Johnson. But Russ Cummings had the best average yards per reception with 25.7. That's amazing. Average yards per game, Leonard Hankerson had 98.2. Who had the most receiving yards? Steve Smith, followed by Greg Jennings and Larry Fitzgerald, Roddy White, and then Donovan Jenkins and Hakeem Nicks, who was hurt, and among others. Antonio Gates had the most yards gained after the catch, with 374. Matt Forte had the best average yards gained after the catch. And who dropped the most passes? Pierre Garçon. Russ Cummings dropped 17. That's third most. Ouch. But of course, he had the longest reception of the season. Who had the most pancake blocks? David Arkin and Joe Thomas and Vernon Carey, followed by Michael Roos and Cadron Walters and Marquise Pouncey, Marcus Cannon, and so on. Who allowed the most sacks? Jari Evans. And going down the list. Let's see defensive. Patrick Willis being the beast. I'm sorry, I was just looking around. as he led the NFL with the most solo tackles with 122. Curtis Lofton had the most tackle assists with 42, and Colin McCarthy, John Beeson, and Patrick Willis share the lead with 153 total tackles. Who had the most tackles for a loss? Jake Cameron, followed by Steve Willingham, or however you pronounce his first name. Luis Castillo leads the NFL with the most sacks with 18, followed by Jared Johnson with 16, and then followed by Willingham with his 14 and a half. And so on, we can see the others. Vontae Davis leads the NFL with, or at least led the NFL with the most interceptions with 9. That's a lot. DeMarcus Ware had the most pass deflections with 17. And Mason Foster forced the most fumbles. Adrian Peterson recovered the most fumble, you know. It's funny. Eric Coleman blocked 2 field goals or punts. Jim Leonard had 1. Shane Scott had 1. Kendrick Seymour had 1. Sam Shields had 1. Sharice Wright had 1. Damon Carter had 1. And O'Brien Schofield. And who had a safety? Sadiq Willingham, Haruki Nakamura, and Bill Lee. Defensive touchdowns, Richard Sherman had 2. Ladarius Webb had 2. And we have a lot of guys that have 1. Alright, kicking. What's his name, made 38 field goals out of his 43. He also leads the NFL with the most field goals attempted. But Ryan Suckup has the best field goal percentage. Where does McCray lead? Or at least, where's McCray? Will I find him by this way? He completed 84% of his field goals, so that's very good. And Argo and Graves are tied for the NFL lead with the longest field goal, a 56. Wow. Chris Brown had 2 field goals blocked. Well, Stephen Gostkowski made 50 extra point attempts. And of course made them all. Let's see who's the most accurate beyond 50 yards. Well, Nathan Jones made the most attempts and attempted the most. Wow. Let me see. And Logan Sauls lead the NFL with 71 touchbacks. Wow. Drew Huff, that's a lot of punts, 124. He has 5,568 total punt yards. Chris Kluwe had the best average yards per punt with 45.5. Drew Huff had the best net yardage with 4,667. But Logan Sauls has the best net average, which is 41.2. No one had punts blocked, and Ramsey had the most punts inside the 20 with 45. That's a lot. And Kachopa has the most touchbacks from a punt with 21. Bosher had the longest punt with an 83-yard punt. That's a boomer. Kick return. Wow. Unfortunately for us, we didn't return anything for a special teams touchdown, and I mean, you know, like punt return or kick return. Let's look at team stats in the NFL. Offensive. Oh, we're dead last in total offense. Total yards. And as well as total offense, passing yards. But we are third in rushing yards. Huh. Ouch. I think we might need to get a new offensive coordinator. But our defensive coordinator will stay. Because, wow. We did outstanding in a lot of terms of defense. We need to do. We did pretty good in the end zone, in the red zone. We completed 32 out of 50 red zone attempts on offense, 78%. We could try to do better. For us on defense, we allowed 76%. Well, we did very good. Third best defensive red zone. But of course, we didn't get a lot penalized. We didn't get penalized a lot. 13 penalties, 140 yards cost, and we lead the NFL with turnover difference. But we gave up 12 turnover. We gave the ball away 12 times, which is second to last. But we are tied for the league lead with most takeaways. Lead the league in interceptions, but we don't lead the league with forced fumble recoveries. But guys, there's your look. There's your regular season statistics, guys. See you in I guess a few days. But until then, I'm Luke Hyphen for 3, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios, and get ready for an exciting postseason.